Hello. Sorry, this video has been a little late. Happy Mercury Retrograde. Happy September. Happy holy shit show. Yeah. It has been the most explosive beginning of a month that I have ever experienced in my existence. And I know many people have probably been experiencing so many things happening in their life. And I can only imagine what the cards. I would at least predict one tower, and maybe a temperance, a death card, at least Wheel of Fortune, several major arcanas. I'm not gonna lie. I believe that that's something. But the important thing to do is to handle it with the flow. A grain of salt, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and that's just what it is going to be. I mean, there really is no, way to control any of it, no way to predict any of it, no way to, you can't hold on to anything that's trying to leave your life. If you do, you're just holding on to, insanity, you're holding on to dead weight. I've used that phrase a lot this week. You're holding on to just stuff that you don't need in your life, that isn't supposed to be there in the first place, that just kind of found its way, and you just basically been tolerating for I don't know how long. And then if you can get rid of something that hasn't been there for very long, then props, because that's where it should be. It should be in and out and bye-bye. That's kind of how my motto is. Like, if something isn't working for me, I try to evaluate it as quick as possible. That's probably why I don't have long-term relationships very often. But I don't think anybody deserves to be in my life that long if they're not going to, really want to be there or put in the effort or try. I feel like some people get away with not trying. Some people get away with, they just don't want to be in your life, really, but you just let them, and so they'll just stay out of comfort. I feel like that's been most of my experience. I know people have other experiences as well, but drawing off my own experience. Also, I have made an addition to this wonderful universe of mine, and these are all the star little galaxies outside and around Andromeda, whatever you want to call them. So, check out my website if you want to get a print of any of my pieces, or if you want to buy the original, heavy wood pieces. Not everybody wants it, but it's cool. Anyways, man, this shit is just hitting the fan and hitting it hard, and we're all smelling of dookie. Let me tell ya. Not sugarcoating it, not making it nice, not making it pretty. The shit. It's the shit. We are the shit. All the shit is there. The shit, the shit, the shit. Shit, shit, shit. Let's see if I can get YouTube to piss off. Whoops. Maybe we'll just start doing it on Facebook. Yeah, I'm a total spiritual person. Just all swearing and profanity. Nobody said that spiritual meant you had to be amazing. At first, when I started my channel, I was like, oh, yeah, and then everything's so great. I got a card pop out. But then I realized that was just an illusion of what the expectation was, which is kind of sad, because then nobody really connects to that, because it's not real. People don't connect to fake things. I mean, they can kind of tolerate them. They kind of sort of see where there's some similarities, but most people, when it comes to fakeness, after a while, you can smell it out. Some people are better than others. I tend to be pretty good at sniffing out fakeness or falsehoods just straight up right away. That one wanted to jump out. Oh, and this one, I guess, keeps popping up, so we'll just do that. Hey! Psst. Psst. Why do they always want to attack my shoes? Always want to get after my shoes, man. I have too many shoes. If that's a thing. Whatever. Shoes is what makes me happy. So happiness is what will happen. And you know, I buy most of my shoes from Goodwill and Value Village because I feel like, or vintage stores, because I feel like if I'm gonna get a pair of shoes or if I'm gonna get something, I don't want it to be brand new because I don't want to have it like be, you know, made just for me in a sweatshop, because there's so many sweatshops out there. So many things that we consider like just ordinary or traditional are a luxury to a lot of people in other countries that are making them for us. And there's so many documentaries out there about it. And it's just so it's depressing. It's like, you know, we complain about the most trivial things in our lives, like, oh, the blah 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 blah, I had to wait in line for so long and behind this really stinky person to get coffee, or, you know, just like, you know, at least, you know, you got fed today and you got some coffee. You know, life is pretty alright. You're not gonna die. It's okay. Okay. Oh. I don't know. You saw me shuffle. It keeps showing up. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm gonna do the regular cards first. And then we will do the, I realize I don't have my book for the guy healing cards. Damn it. Sorry. I apologize. But it'll be alright. Yeah, we got Major Arcanas all up the wazoo. Because the moon is Major Arcana. Oh, we have Judgment. Yes. Oh, Judgment. Okay. So, for the theme of this week, it is the Ace of Cups crossed by the Ace of Wands. So we have some new beginnings and, like, emotionally, like, creative or emotionally, like, sexual or emotionally excitement or just action oriented. Something is starting in an emotional situation, which is really awesome. And it's coupled with the moon, which is all about our emotions. It's all about the deep feelings. So it could be something that stirs something within us that's really deep, that's really like kind of not sure, you don't quite know, you're feeling it out, and you're trying to balance this like fear in yourself that is kind of like okay but not okay, but I don't know what's going on. I guess I'll just sit here and wait and just so it's new beginnings all around. So that's really great. I am very excited for that. Like that, you know, that could be just even a new friendship. It doesn't have to necessarily mean romantic relationships, as we've been talking about for a long time, you know. And, you know, polyamory is something that I have been talking about, studying about outside of this channel, but I'd like to start incorporating that because it kind of goes along with a lot of the idea of we are here to love other people and just in general, and it's very important to share that love in different ways, in a sense where we are giving the time and energy to the people that are in front of us, that we choose to be in front of us, in that way, and have those, you know, relationships, and not take them for granted, not decide, okay, well, once I get a relationship, then I'll be happy, or once I, you know, get a relationship, all these other people, they'll kind of fall by the wayside. But keeping those relationships up and balancing all those relationships in your life so that you're not just relying on one person, and you're not just constantly like waiting for the time when you're with that one person to make you happy, because that's not life. That's waiting. That is in the queue, because you can be happy with somebody that is completely not a romantic partner, but you have so much in common with, so much energetic flow with, that makes you just feel happy to be around, and you guys have good adventures and good lives. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you are, you know, trying to pursue a romantic love relationship, which is so monetized as just the main thing that we do in life, which is, you know, why I think it's just really sad, because why do we need to have just one person that we love? Why can't we love many people, and we just have a very special connection in different ways with all of them? That way we're not basically just being unhappy all the time until we're with our lover, and then everything's good again, and then it's like it's like making somebody your drug. It's making someone heroin. It's making, you're like, I have my fix and now I'm good. And then I wait until the next time I see them. Because in this life now, I feel like we're spending a lot of time away from people that we really care about because of the disconnect, the discord of existence, of not being able to afford living in a certain place, not being able to have compatible jobs, and you leave somebody and they leave your life and you just feel so remiss that they are not there. So, I didn't mean to go off on that tangent per se, but it definitely resonated, especially with the Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Moon card. But then we also have the Two of Pentacles reversed. So it's all about balancing and making sure that we are getting an equal return. We are finding this like balance in our life of like, okay, we have things going on over here, but we also have things going on over here, and we can't completely obsess about all these new things or other things that are starting. Then we have the Queen of Cups upright. So we are emotional, receptive, very quiet, calm in a sense of our emotional state, a very just heart-centered, feeling like we have a stability where we can receive people's energy in a calm and happy way where it, and we can pour from our cup to give to others. And it seems like it's going to be just a very emotionally fulfilling week. And I see it from the cards here that it will be. And it's just really happy. And I'm happy that this week seems to be, a good week despite, major instances that will be, blowing up and breaking down. Considering we just had a solar eclipse, which takes things out of our lives. And I'm sure you already had stuff just bye-bye. I know I have. I've said goodbye to a couple things. I was like, peace! Bye, Felicia! And I know what that reference is from, alright? Okay, so we have the Sun upright, we have the Six of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Eight of Cups reversed for the beginning of the week. So we're feeling warm, we're feeling good, we're feeling energized, we are magnetic people. Like the sun rings all these things. Like, look at this card. I mean, the energy rings coming off of the sun. It's just a magnet for all of this thing coming around us. And I love the way this is set up because we have the astrology ring around the earth, or just like sampled kind of like around the earth, because that's, that's the Tropic of Cancer, and how it's tilted at 23 degrees, and that's how we experience a slightly different energy flow that it filters through the different astrological signs, the belt of stars that provides the energetic flow of the astrology. And, we'll call it bullshit or whatever, but it there's a certain measure that we get from it that it rings very true. And it's not necessarily a, your life is set in stone and this is how it's going to be. It's kind of like a measure of your temperament and like how you see the world and how you interact with it. Anything can happen. It's just, how do you interact with the world? How do you see it? Six of Pentacles is about the equality, the equal give and take, balance of like money flow, and so there's possibly some outstanding bills or some kind of payment that needs to be made, or contract signature that has not quite been fulfilled, or needs to be altered in some way. And we are in Mercury Retrograde, so that does make a little sense, the fact that that wouldn't be 100% at the moment, because it's really hard to sign new contracts, to usually altering contracts happens, but just, just trying to get the equality back in your life, it can be delayed. There can be a delay. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's not coming, it just means there's a delay. the Eight of Cauldrons, or the Eight of Cups, which is about leaving an emotional situation behind, or going even on a trip. There's delays. So there is definitely delays when it comes to certain things. And this just could just, refer to you have certain feelings about things, and it's just, you're not able to, like, make time, or you just don't feel up to doing something because you have something else going on your plate, and you just, well, I'll do this in a minute, or I'll do this later, and it's just not happening at the moment, but it's very important that you need to get it done. You're like, okay, I need to remember this. I'm going to do it later. So in the middle of the week, we have the Ten of Wands upright. So you have a lot of things going on right now. There is just so much on the plates of everybody, I believe. Like, this is just an explosive time of things in life. I know I have way too many projects going on, which is making me have to do this late and making me super tired when I'm doing it. So I'm trying to have the spiritual and mental acuity for this. As well as the Judgment card in reverse. So this is kind of talking about not jumping to conclusions, not making decisions yet, just keeping an open mind of, how you're looking at something, not just writing somebody off, not writing a situation out of your life just yet. Maybe something is introduced to you that is just kind of gives you something that you are interested in, but it's not going to happen right away. So, maybe it's time to, like, just kind of sit back and not rush anything, not just say, well, I have to have it this way right now, or I don't want it. Because, you can miss out on something. Because we have the Seven of Rods here, which is all about, like letting down boundaries, or letting down guard, or not feeling so defensive. This can be a card of, like, feeling like you have to defend against, like, things you've been doing in your life. It's a card of action, energy, fire. Yes, Violet. Yes. She's such a good cuddler. And it's all about not feeling like you have to. Maybe you feel like you have a lot on your plate with all those wands, and you just can't keep up. So there's something that you have to just let go. There's something that you just have to kind of allow not to have your defenses so high for, or you just kind of are like, you know what, maybe I'm just gonna drop this off. Maybe you think that you might want to, or you think that you don't have time for it, but maybe you need to just rethink how you're gonna, go at it, go for it. And, oh goodness, we have the end of the week. Oh, the weekend. The Four of Swords. Oh, it looks like we are taking a break. Looks like we are just going to really be calm, not worry so much about all these things, and just really take a break. Because we have the Ten of Wands reversed. So we are kind of just saying, you know what, I'm just going to set all this stuff down and not worry about this at the moment. Just, oh my gosh, I just signed up for too many things, there's too much going on, and I'm going to be enjoying my time off. I'm going to be enjoying things in a way that is just calm. And with all my pentacles, my money, I have my garden, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to relax. And I'm going to just be. So, for the love cards, we have the Queen of Arrows reversed. So, we're dealing either ourselves or with another person who is a little bit bitchy. We are dealing with kind of like a very sharp-tongued person who may not always get what they are trying to go for. Hey. And it can be abrasive, to people, and not quite so, not entice you for what you wish. But we have the Queen of Cups here again, so, the overall energy is maybe just somebody who's just a little bit more sharp-tongued and just very, like, sassy. That's kind of my take on it. It's a sassy card. Oh my gosh, we have the Devil card, and we have Judgment. So it looks like we are deciding something about our either our vices or how we or how we feel about things that have kept us bound. Maybe we are, the Queen of Arrows can also be a lawyer, can also be, kind of a divorce card. So it's one of those where you just have made this decision, and the Queen of Cups is upright. So I feel like we're making a decision to cut away some of this bullshit in our life that has just kept us trapped, and we're making decisions for the love of ourselves. Like you deal with people that like take advantage of you and like just stick around in your life because you don't kick them out. And I think at this point we're just kind of like, bye. Like, no more of this. I'm gonna respect and love myself and not let you just trail along, not really caring that much about me, but just there because you think that I'm so, weak or not able to love myself or have this respect for myself, that I'm not going to kick you out because you're not actually adding to my existence. Because that's a very tricky one, because like they're not actively engaging or like making so much things in your life that are difficult that you would automatically be like, oh no, that person's out. But they're like the subtle people that like they just don't do anything for you, but they keep you kind of around emotionally on this mental chain that kind of just messes with your existence, makes you feel like, well, I don't know what to do with this person. I like them, but they don't quite want to be with me, and they're not quite trying, but they are saying some things every now and again, and you're just, you know what, I'm really done. It feels like we're narrowing down and making a choice about certain things in our lives, like even just cutting out extra people or even cutting out a serious relationship. It's just like, you know what, I'm going to do and pick the person that is right for me, who is going to actually add to my existence, make me feel like happy and good, and I'm not going to try to like keep these silly, musings of relationships on in my head. Because we have, for these Oracle love cards, which we've been getting every single week, it seems like it's like the same theme over and over again. We have fun times. Thank God we don't have control again. I'm sure if I shuffled and I draw control, because it's all about, this power battle. The brunette female, haha, and the courting man. So it's definitely this active, ongoing thing between these people. Let's see if we can get one more clarifying card, because I feel like if I pull control again, I'm just gonna, Alright, come on. Let's get the card to pop out. I want to get the one that's gonna really give us a signifier of everything. Doesn't want to pop out just yet. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, looks like we have a love triangle going on. So yes, maybe you will be making a decision about cutting one person out. Maybe you are deciding that you have just, kind of had enough of this like chain. The control. You're enjoying this like control of like people, and so, and having these people around and feeling like you're getting this energetic flow from two people that keeps you satisfied in a way. But honestly, from a young male. So a young male could be involved. So there's another card coming out. But it just seems like, new love. Oh, well. It looks like a new love is coming in. Perhaps he's the young male, or maybe the young male is part of the love triangle. And Beauty Queen. Alright, well. Looks like there's a lot of things going on. There's a love triangle or a triangle between three people in some kind of relationship, a new love, a young male involved, a beauty queen, a brunette female, and a courting man. And fun times. So now, so that. Keep all that in mind as you, kind of go about the next few weeks. And really, I think this week we're really going to start to make a decision about our life and our existence and what we want out of our job, our home life, our money situation, not including a job, but like, how we want to try and invest in our future, in our love life, because we have purification, which is emotional cleansing and rejuvenation, which is kind of everything is being washed clean, and we're really kind of seeing the core of our emotional state and how we want it to be for us. Our true emotions, the basic emotions that we feel, and not all this stuff lobbed on top of us. We're feeling this weight of these wands and all these actions that we've been taking, and we are just like, okay, it's time to pick something to keep us in one place at one time, so we are not constantly just moving around, and there's been so much movement. And we have Sacred Earth Mother, a message of love. So it looks as if we will be speaking in loving messages and loving ways to other people. We will be bringing in that very new, very pure love in our life. Someone is offering up something very pure and very vulnerable to another person. It could be you, it could be them, and it's very important to just know that it's safe to do that. You are safe to feel those feelings. You are safe to just open yourself up and give some of yourself to another person that no one else gets to see, no one else gets to feel. Because when we do that, it helps us grow. It helps us feel. It helps us feel alive. It changes us for the better. And the best part about this Ten of Wands is that we have the little Sagittarian guy at the bottom right there. See? Little arrow with the dash across of it. And we have Mars and Saturn in Sagittarius, which is leading us forward with all these actions, and we are making progress that is breaking through a lot of this bullshit, and we are ready to take on this new paradigm, guns a-blazing. So just be aware of this square between Neptune and Saturn, Pisces and Sagittarius, which is all about illusions and leaving boundaries and creating boundaries with Saturn, and structure and dogma versus losing yourself in drugs and partying. And so there's a balance going on. You have to figure out where it's the line. Both can be had, but in moderation. Alright, well, with that, I bid you adieu, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'm sorry that this came in so late, but Mercury Retrograde and all the craziness of the world, and